When Robert's beloved dog Bella was diagnosed with terminal cancer, it felt as if the ground beneath his feet had shifted. Bella, his constant companion through the highs and lows of life, had always been there when no one else was. The bond between them was profound, the kind of connection that words often fail to capture. So, when the vet gave him the heartbreaking news that Bella's cancer had spread beyond her leg and that amputation would only give her a few more months to live, Robert knew they had little time left. Rather than wallow in sorrow, Robert decided that he would make the most of the time they had together. Bella deserved to enjoy every last moment, and he was determined to give her that. He began taking her on long walks, venturing to places they had never explored before: parks, forests, lakes, anywhere that Bella could enjoy nature and run freely on her remaining 3 legs. Each new location brought fresh memories and bittersweet joy. One day, while walking in a forest on a particularly warm afternoon, the weather suddenly turned. The clear sky grew dark, clouds gathering quickly. Before the rain could fall, Robert knelt down beside Bella and called her over for a selfie, a small tradition they had developed. He wanted to document these adventures, capturing each precious moment with her. They were creating a gallery of memories that Robert would be able to revisit after she was gone. When he took the photo, it seemed like a nice, candid shot. Satisfied, he slipped his phone into his pocket and they continued on their way. Bella trotted happily through the trees, her 3 trembling legs never failing to keep up with Robert. She was still full of energy despite her condition, and watching her move filled Robert with both pride and sadness. The birds were singing, and for a brief moment, Robert was able to forget the looming inevitability of Bella's condition. As they walked deeper into the forest, however, Robert felt a strange sensation. A chill ran down his spine. Unable to shake the feeling, Robert took out his phone to review the selfie he had taken. As always, Bella's quirky expression made him smile, but this time, something else caught his eye. In the background, just beyond where they stood, a shadowy figure seemed to lurk behind the trees. Robert's face drained of color as he looked closer. What was that? Was it an illusion, a trick of the light, or something more sinister? His heart began to race as a wave of unease washed over him. Robert raised his eyes from the phone and scanned the area around them, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Yet, the forest had grown unnervingly silent. The birds had stopped singing, and the usual hum of insects had vanished. Only the sound of his footsteps echoed in the stillness. Robert's grip on Bella's leash tightened. Was his mind playing tricks on him, or was something truly watching them? Suddenly, Bella froze, her body tense, ears perked. She began barking at a nearby bush, her tail stiff and alert. Robert's anxiety spiked. He had never seen her act this way before. His mind raced, searching for any stories he might have heard about dangers in the forest. The area they were in was known for its tranquility, often frequented by families for picnics. Wild animals usually kept their distance from human activity. So, what was Bella sensing? A gust of wind rustled the leaves, and the sky grew darker still. The once bright and cheerful day had transformed into something ominous. Robert's breath quickened as he considered turning back toward the car. Bella's continued barking heightened his unease, and despite trying to calm himself, the sense that they were no longer alone pressed down on him. Trying to steady his nerves, Robert knelt down and whispered softly to Bella, who had stopped barking but was still fixed on the same direction. Whatever had caught her attention wasn't leaving her mind. Deciding that they needed to leave, Robert clipped Bella's leash to her collar and urged her forward. As they moved quickly through the forest, the sense that they were being followed only grew stronger. Just when he thought they might be nearing safety, something caused Bella to yank hard on her leash, pulling him to a stop. She sniffed the air, her body rigid as she examined her surroundings. Robert followed her gaze but saw nothing, yet Bella remained on high alert. Gently tugging on her leash, he encouraged her to keep moving. But as they took a few more steps, they came upon something that made Robert's heart skip a beat. There, in the damp earth, was a massive footprint. The rain from the night before had preserved it perfectly. and its sheer size suggested it belonged to something far larger than any animal Robert expected to encounter in the area. His pulse quickened, and Bella's barking resumed with renewed vigor. Were they being followed by whatever had left that print? As if to confirm his fears, Robert began hearing heavy footsteps behind them. Panic surged through him, and without a second thought, he broke into a sprint, dragging Bella alongside him. They had to get back to the car, fast. His lungs burned and his legs ached as they ran through the forest. Yet, even with his growing exhaustion, Robert felt a fleeting sense of relief as they neared the edge of the woods. But before they could reach the safety of the open clearing, Bella suddenly broke free from her leash and darted into the trees. Robert's heart sank. "Bella!" he cried, chasing after her. He couldn't lose her now, not like this. Following her trail, Robert eventually found Bella standing in front of a row of bushes, barking fiercely. He was about to call her back when a massive bear emerged from the underbrush, growling. Fear gripped Robert, but Bella remained unshaken. She stood her ground, barking fearlessly at the bear as if trying to protect Robert. Then, something completely unexpected happened. Bella approached the bear, wagging her tail and licking its fur gently. The bear, in turn, calmed down, its growls fading into soft grunts. Robert was stunned. Bella's actions seemed to have pacified the massive creature, which now appeared more sorrowful than threatening. The bear turned and began walking away, with Bella following closely behind, as though leading Robert somewhere. Unsure of what to do but trusting Bella, Robert followed the bear and his dog. They walked deeper into the forest until they arrived at an old, abandoned cabin. The bear approached the entrance, glancing back at Robert as if inviting him to follow. With a mixture of curiosity and trepidation, Robert entered the cabin. Inside, Robert noticed a large hole in the floor. Peering down, he saw 3 small bear cubs trapped inside, crying out for help. Understanding now, Robert realized that the mother bear had been seeking assistance all along. Without hesitation, Robert called emergency services and retrieved a ladder from the cabin's shed. Carefully, Robert climbed down into the hole, speaking softly to the cubs to reassure them. One by one, he lifted them to safety, where their mother received them with gentle nuzzles. When the rescue team arrived, they ensured that the cubs were healthy and helped guide the bear family to a wildlife sanctuary where they would recover before being released back into the wild. As Robert and Bella watched the bears leave the forest, a sense of peace washed over him. He realized that this moment, like many before, would be one he cherished forever. Bella had not only saved him that day, but had also played a crucial role in rescuing a family of bears. Her bravery and heart had led them through an extraordinary adventure. In the days that followed, Robert visited the wildlife sanctuary to check on the bears. They were thriving, and it gave him a sense of closure and peace. He knew that Bella's time was drawing near, but he was determined to savor every remaining moment with her. Bella was more than just a dog. She was Robert's companion, his protector, and his source of joy. Even as her life neared its end, the memories they had created would stay with him forever. And though the forest had once seemed dark and foreboding, it was now a place where Robert found peace, knowing that Bella's spirit would always be with him. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.